What up, everybody? It's me, Mr. Right, here with a how to play DragoBorne. We're going to go through this as fast but effective and informational as possible. So, the must-haves for the deck are a minimum of 50 cards of anything and however you want to build it. You have to have 3 banners and 3 dice. Both banners and die have to match. You can only have a play set of a card, so that's 4 of that one card. So yeah, we're going to go through, let's say we're going first. So we're going to go ahead and draw our 5 cards, right? And this is okay. We will go ahead and put that back, keep that and put that back. Usually the rule books say you want to put back any high cost mana back, but this is just a demo. So this is just whatever I put in here. So like I said, we're going first. We mulligan back, so we get 3 cards back, which is okay. All right, so we have our zones here. We have our resource zone and our forts. The top card of the fort is the damage taken first from that fort. 2 cards per fort. Once all of these are destroyed, you lose. You deck out, you lose. Above here are the Drago shields, which are your die, and then those above that, above the Drago shields, are your ambush. So we're going first. So we stand, roll, which is kind of horrible. We draw, and before all of that, we were supposed to stand up all of these. So we have all of these now. Normally, if you're going second, you get to resource, but because we're going first, we don't get a resource at first, which is unfortunate. So we're kind of open because of these low ass numbers here. So if our opponent's playing a whole bunch of 1s and they drop a ass of 1s, then the game can really change for the worst. So we're going to play for our weakest column, which is going to be yellow. We're going to play this ambush card face down. All ambush cards go face down, and only one ambush card can be face down in the ambush zone. So ambush is any 2 colors placed down, and when conditions are met, you get to activate those ambush cards. So during your main phase, any auto abilities or act abilities you want to activate then and there, activate them there. Unless the auto ability is like during battle, after battle, as it's placed, so on and so forth. So after you've set up your field or whatever, you place your die according to the banner placement. So our opponent attacks. Of course, they see the ambush here. They got 2 creatures. That's the scenario. 1 creature swings, it kills off our die, our shield. Then they swing over here again. That would then trigger the first card. That card goes to our hand. Cool. They have 2 creatures and 1 ambush. So we stand. We roll. And that's another decent roll. We draw, and then we resource. So we got start of our thing here. In order to summon a creature, you have to, we're going to summon this blue creature. So 1 blue and then 2 neutral for her. So we're going to call her here to the blue. And then we're going to take this yellow card and call her here. Now, there are, as y'all see, there are these little dice symbols here. Those are your Drago crosses. This is where your Drago shields go, as y'all seen before. So right now, we're going to Drago cross this girl here. So what that means is when you Drago cross a card, it gets a +1/+1 automatically. And should it have any skills, such as this card here, you'll see the symbol for Drago cross is yellow. So I would place this card in the center column and then put the yellow die on top of it, activating its auto skill. go. This creature deals damage to a fort. If you have 3 or less barriers, choose one of your forts and put the top card there. So he pretty much is like an emergency heal trigger if you're Vanguard wise. But anyway, back to the battle at hand. She is now a 5/4. We're going to guard here and guard there. Now, should you want to change any positions here, make sure that they are not crossed before you put the dice down, because if you go changing it, I think you lose that die. But anyway, so we do that there. Our battle phase, of course, let's say our opponent just so happen to have a 1, we will attack. Her auto ability would trigger when this destroys a shield. Draw a card. So we drew a card. If any effects happen, cool. If they don't, fine. We're going to keep this here for intercepting and being a good beat stick. She looks pretty cool. Ends our turn. Our opponent goes in and does their thing. Damage goes as follows: as let's say these two are fighting, and she's not crossed, so it remains a 4/2 for the turn. This dies, of course, and then once the turn, whoever turns it is ends, the damage refreshes, endurances go back to normal, blah 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 blah. So our opponent sees we have a big enough unit over there. They don't want to attack there, so they're going to try to go for the weakest column. Of course, they're going to attack here, attack there. Now, if you have a creature here, you can choose to block with it. If not, then you take the damage. This card doesn't have a fort burst skill. If I can find one, I can show you what it looks like. No fort burst. No fort burst. Well, this game just went to hell in a handbasket. Alright, so I'll find a fort burst card real fast and show y'all what it looks like, or the symbol at least. So it has a symbol and normally a skill that goes with it. So the fort burst is that little square there with a really cool looking fire. Put this into the resource zone for when it's face up. Boom, she's an automatic resource. It comes in as stand. It doesn't come in as otherwise, but if it says so in the rule book, then that's just what it is. But that's what fort burst does. Should the conditions be met for ambush, let's say they're going after let's say they're going after my middle column here. Yep, that was like that. So they're going after my middle column. I will then go ahead and trigger my ambush. Call this creature here. The attack will still go through depending on how much it was. If it was a 3, then of course your die will go down accordingly, just like the endurance of your creatures. This effect, when it comes out of ambush, if the conditions were met, you target another of your opponent's creatures and rest it. So you can target all those multiple attacks that may just happen. It's like, and stop that, stop that, stop that. So yeah, that's pretty much the game. So stand, roll, draw, resource, blue. So the hand size is 7. But by the end of the turn, if you have more than 7, then you have to discard till you have said amount. So yeah, just like I said, remember to pay your costs, summon your cards, apply where you want, your weakest die, your strongest die, this, that, and the other, and of course, build your deck to your play style. Watch your mana curve or resource curve. There are certain abilities in the game that are called ambush, which I saw: assassin, deadly, immune, and invade. Assassin means if this creature was at rest and I have my wolf. He is crossed, so just so I can have his skill go off. Now, I played this card here. This card, all my creatures get Assassin. So Assassin, I get to attack this creature directly without being interfered with by other creatures and Drago shields. So you can get a lot of direct attacks off. Of course, the damage still applies. So this is a 1/1. This is a 7/7. So now it's back down to a 7/6. Still a big creature there. And now this is also being considered blocking. So it is in its own battle, but it's also being considered blocking. So his skill would trigger. I don't have, oh, I do, no, I got 4, so I'm good. Deadly, let's say I messed up, you know, I wasn't reading the card properly. I try to assassin this card has deadly. My card dies because of deadly's effect, and of course this card also dies. Deadly is when a creature with deadly ability deals damage, so it's like it matches their endurance regardless of how weak the creature is. Immune are, you know, creatures with immune cannot be chosen or dealt damage by the spells or abilities of the specified color or trait. Invade is when you go to attack, but it can't be blocked by creatures. So the only thing that can stop it is a Drago shield. That's pretty much it. By creatures when attacking a fort of a specified color. So yeah, that's the game though. Like, for real, the game is real easy. Like I said, draw your 5, set up your forts, roll your die, draw, and go from there. After that, hopefully you built a pretty good profile of a, you know, pretty good card deck and everything, you know what I'm saying? Way better than what I showcased here. This deck is by no means ready. I just put random cards from 3 random colors and just said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe, questions, comments, comment section, get back to you ASAP.